Hello, I'm doing my last video update before the final video. So this video I'll be going over some of the new features that I added. So pretty much I've just been working on the registration screen and contacting the database to see if I can pull some information back. So in my registration screen, I have my state of name, email, password, and user, and I'm going to pass that information to the database. So for name and email, I'm passing this right here. So in my database, I'm create a table called students. Well, pretty much just an object array because the database uses JSON. So object array of students, and I'm passing in the name of that person that's creating their account. And each person in that account will have an email and a user preference. So not a preference, but what their account is. So the user will determine if it's a professor or a student that is logged in. So that will determine that state. So at firebase.database.read, that's set. Set is setting the email and user. I did have push. Push was to add a certain key value. So I might have to go back to push in order to retrieve the data, but I will see. So I have that. And I believe I showed this in the last video. So in my students, this is where I want to retrieve the data. So a lot going on here. So in order to, I believe, to retrieve the data, you have to have a data source. So the data source that I'm using will be a list view, and it uses this functionality here on how to iterate through the rows. So right here I have a student reference, which will get each student that's inside the students table. And then I'm using that function getRef, which is grabbing that students table. So as soon as the screen loads up, this item page should display. So right here is pretty much the functionality of how I'm getting the data from the database. So students ref.on value. Value is the value that the student is. So in my case, I want to retrieve the name value for the list. So I create an array of students, and then inside that array, I'm be pushing in the name and the key associated with that name. So child is just parameter for inside the database. So child and gets the value of the name. And right here, I have to set the state of the data source and set the rows and pass it in with the students. And right here, my render function, this is render the rows students. For rendering rows students, just have the touchable highlight and then on press. It's just to debug, just make sure it prints out the right stuff. And right here is where I have the list view. So I'll probably need to add an icon right here eventually. Right now I just want to see if it works. And style it. And I believe in my login page I added an activity spinner. Alright, so let's get a quick demo. I believe everything's not working right, but for the most part it's getting somewhere. So right now I'm going to go to my sign up. I'm going to add a user. Let's say, I don't know, Cameron Bryant. Email cab@gmail.com. Password knows. Alright, and this right here where the second we would prefer student. Student. Sign up. Alright, so once that person clicks sign up, let's go to my database. There you go. Cameron Bryant right here. cab@gmail.com, user, student. Alright, so go to log in as that person. Forget the login. Um, Signing in, there we go. Now, I know the student's going to throw an error right now because I'm still working on it. But pretty much this is the gist. So I got the database of pushing the items on. Right now it's working on retrieving, adding the icon, and then determine if the person is a user or student and what to display from there. Pretty much almost complete, just a little bit more to do. And this is my video. Thank you.